I painted for 7 days in a row and accidentally found my style, and I'm going to show you guys how you can do it too. Over those 7 days, I found the most thing that helped develop my own style was finding subjects and a color palette that mostly felt like me. Before starting each day, I would do a warm-up drawing in brush pen to get myself ready to paint. Day one was a little rough, as most first days of anything are. First day of work, first day of school, first day of this challenge. I had to get in the regimen of getting my paint palette set up on top of refreshing my water. It was just hard to get back into the swing of things. I didn't start to notice my own style peeking through till around, I think, day 3 and 4. But it just was a repetition of trying different subjects and seeing what I really connected to. Often though, styles are kind of repetitive, so if you tend to like a lot of things that kind of don't aesthetically go together, it can be easier to find your style if you pick an aesthetic like you already like. It could be a fashion style or like a lifestyle, for example, cottage core. You could go gothic. It could be anything. Though those are more trendy styles, there are artistic styles like Art Nouveau, Baroque, Impressionism, Expressionism, modern art, contemporary art, anything. Do your research, see what you like, see what suits you. Style, though, typically comes after practicing the fundamentals. You are only able to creatively change a subject once you are able to create that subject on its own. You know what I mean? You can't draw a crazy looking and crazy colorful lemon without knowing how to color a lemon in the first place. So be patient, keep practicing. You can look at others' art styles and practice them. Don't take credit for other people's styles, but you can look at what other people do and perhaps take little bits and pieces that you like from their style. For example, you could like how one artist draws eyes, or another artist how they color or shade. You know, mix and match, steal like an artist. And even if you do pick one subject that you really like that one artist does, you should try to put your own little spin on it. But anyway, a little bit about the painting that I'm working on. This was a picture that I took. It's of a birdhouse. Just something simple I wanted to work on for the first day. Day 2, I did not record myself doing paintings, but I did do some off camera. I did a lot actually. I think I just spent one night just pumping out a bunch of paintings, working on multiple simultaneously. And they're a bit of mixed media. I have oil pastel on top of my acrylic paint. I feel like in this pile there's a good half of these paintings that I love, and the other half I kind of want to put in a box and never look at again. And those paintings were the first paintings where I kind of took my own creative liberty and made some choices. They were choices. It is these next 3 paintings specifically, not this apple one, but this first one I wasn't terribly mad at. This one, yikes. Second one, double yikes. Just colors weren't working, muddy and irky. Which is unfortunate because the rest of these paintings I did not take any creative liberty. They were all referenced from Pinterest, but I did like them. Day 1 and 2 were mostly focused on getting into the acrylic medium again and practicing different subjects, but on day 3 I start finding more of subject matter that I like or want to try to paint, so I start painting a lot of flowers, and here is where I really start playing with my colors. So I have a grayscale flower here and a brown flower. This is to show you that you can make any flower, any color, as long as you know where the shadows need to go. So you just put your darkest values of whatever color you're using where that shadow goes, and you're set. I hope that explanation made some sort of sense, but we're gonna move on to day 4. Day 4, I kept in mind all the colors I have liked throughout this challenge, but I figured it was time for a change in subject matter, and I wanted to test my creativity a little bit. I've had this idea in my head of just putting patches on items that aren't fabric material. The issue with that is that it's like, how do you make that look good? I don't know if I can, but I tried. So I decided to put patches on fruit. I mostly wanted to do this because I wanted to have an excuse to put colors on something that wouldn't normally have that color. At this point in the challenge, the nuancy had worn off, but I was beginning to look forward to painting every day, which I have never experienced before. Eventually, by the end of this challenge, I couldn't get myself to stop, and I think I continued on for another 4 days. I kind of started to fall in love with seeing myself progress and slowly developing my own taste. At the end of day 4, I had some leftover paint and I regrettably painted the next pages orange and green. That left me very uninspired to paint the next day. Not gonna lie, I spent a long time just staring at this ugly orange and ugly green page, not wanting to paint it, not knowing what to paint on it. But I knew I had to paint something. So I decided to go with the orange for now, and I painted some blue lilies just to complement this ugly color combination I have going on. After finishing both of the blue lilies, I was like, well, this is working so far, so I decided to keep going with the complementary colors. And I painted some red flower silhouettes, like flowers in a vase. And I think because the page was looking a bit empty, I just used the leftover green and put a bunch of leaves everywhere. This day was the most surprising to me because I was expecting the page to turn out not so good. It did not start the greatest, but I really love this page. I loved how it turned out. Day 6, I got my very first Etsy order, so I was a bit busy and I couldn't paint a lot this day, so I just did this very small landscape. I loved how this one turned out though, very cute. This day was just a casual day, not getting too crazy with my subject matter or my color palettes. But hey, if you're still watching, a big thank you. Consider liking the video and subscribing if you want to see more. And stay tuned till the end of the video. I'm going to showcase all the art I've done in this video, and plus, like I said, I could not stop painting, so I have a little bit of extra art too. Day 7 was super exciting because I was doing the Etsy order I got. It was my very first order, so I wanted to make sure everything was perfect. So I don't have footage of me actually painting it, but I'm more than happy to showcase it. Not only did I paint my actual order, I also did a sketch painting of a thank you card and then the actual thank you card. Okay, we've made it to the end of the video. As I promised, I have a nice little art showcase here of everything I've been up to this week. As for finding my style this week, I don't think I've fully got there, but I do think I'm in the right direction. Throughout this week, I found so many different subjects I love to draw and new color palettes I know I will use in the future. I really hope this video was at least a little helpful into getting you into your first steps into your own style. But hey, if you made it this far, maybe leave a comment on what your favorite painting was. I would love to know. And thank you so much for watching.